Morning, team. Morning. Man, I'm hoping some of you are waking up very, very rich tonight. We talked about it numerous times yesterday. I tried to make it as clear as day for you. Yesterday was a short day. You shouldn't have been looking to get back inside when we'd left the range. All I care about is that you guys learn, so you spot it in future when I'm not here. All right, we had broken out of that. That's all that mattered yesterday. And we start moving for downside pressure because we're now leaving, right? Think about this, we're leaving 3 months worth of liquidity trapped above us right now. All right. And that's all that matters is that you understand that, right? Who's trapped? 3 months worth of liquidity. Where are we going? Downside pressure. Where are we going? Low volume nodes. Where are we going? Maybe eventually to here. All right. Where are we going? Maybe if they lose that, maybe we go back down to the beginning of it all. I don't know, folks, but we are certainly in a slide right now. All right. So we're seeing downside pressure. So hopefully some of you caught the shorts overnight. If we zoom in here, we need to be very, very aware of how extended we are. All right. So 2 sigma move. We've done it in 2 days. There's the 20-day, and we're down to the lower Bollinger Band, and we're actually extending outside of it. Now, unless it's a black swan event, which, you know, you never know. Maybe market goes in complete freak out and we can continue to see downside pressure. But normally we don't like trading outside of the Bollinger Bands, do we? Normally we don't like doing it. Even when we're in capitulation mode, we don't really like being outside of these Bollinger Bands. So we want to be very careful today because we're opening up under the daily Bollinger Band, meaning we're lacking room for downside pressure unless there's a black swan event. Furthermore, we need to be really careful of these lows. Now, the reason I've turned volume in today is so that you can see this. This looks very much like a capitulation bottom, all right? Increased volume, decreased volume, which means in here, to save that, needed to be a lot of buyers to hold that to shift it back up. And we're coming right back to that level. So we're going to respect this level in here. All right, now I'd like to see a sweep and then to see what we do. Or even better, if we're going to get short, not sweep it, drive up and then fail lower. And then we're going to have to be very careful with our targets today. So we can have ideas of that, of the targets. We can look at the low volume node. So we can see here, we're coming into one right now, sort of 550 down to 450. Then we have another one, sort of 325 down to 200. And then we have another one, 28,000. I don't think we get there today, but you never know with the black swan. It's why every time I've done the newsletter recently, I've said, you know, here are the levels downside, just in case. And we're starting to see it happen. Okay, so hourlies. Let's just zoom in on the hourlies so that we understand where we are. Don't move that, Alex. It's the wrong thing to move. Can we move this? All right, drifting lower overnight. Clear as day. Make this bigger for you guys. All right, so here was yesterday's move. This is where I had to fight with you guys saying, don't buy the highs, don't buy the highs, don't buy the highs. And we start to move down, don't buy the highs, don't buy the highs, start to move down. Right, we're leaving value. Right, here's current week's value. Every buyer from this week is now trapped. All right, here's current previous week's value. Every buyer from the previous week's trapped. All right, and here is pretty much the edge of the 3-month value. Every buyer from 3 months is trapped, right? That's the facts. We only go by the facts, right? So liquidity is stuck right now. Buyers are in big pain right now, and they're starting to panic, right? We have to respect these, like we talked about. These are the levels where that big save happened last month, beginning of last month. It's like 6 to 8 weeks ago. And we're gapping down overnight. So we've left previous day's value. Previous day's value's here. We're gapping lower. All right, and now we have to see what happens. We don't really want to get short into the blue box. So overnight value is what we have on the screen here at the moment. And you can see we've got point of control, neutral point. Now, I don't really want to trade 730, I'd say all the way up to 800. I'm not really interested in trading that. All right, if they come and save that, they might chop that. I couldn't give a monkey's. All right, what I am interested in is if they save it and pop up towards 900, maybe even 29,000, and then we see failed follow through and a failure, and then we can cover some into 800, 750s and try and hold runners for a breakdown. That interests me, right? Now, the way I'd be more interested in that is if they save these lows first, right? I'm less interested that if we run these lows and come up, I'm far less interested in that trade, right? Because if we're going to clean this out down here, I'd like a second leg up to be saved, trap buyers, and then I can look for that pressure. Once we take this out, it's very hard to think about that move there, because all that happens after we take this out is either we see complete risk off capitulation, or we see a major save and we try and go up again. So we're going to have to be careful. What I'm trying to say to you is the train's left the station. You must not be chasing today, all right? The train has absolutely left the station. So nice and slow today, all right? Because you're going to have to watch the ATR, which has increased drastically as well. And I'd much rather sit in shorts today. It's just going to be a question of, can we get involved? Obviously, we don't really want to short at value area low from overnight, at Globex low from overnight, at the low from early June. All right, so we'd much rather drives higher, get buyers stuck, but we might not get it, because if we go risk off, they're just going to freak the fuck out, and that's what started to happen already. All right, GEX, you can see major put wall, we're well under it. So this is a sell the pop type environment. They have printed more and more down here, which line up pretty well with those daily levels I gave you of the low volume nodes from the current year. All right, so ideally, we fail here. If we're going to do this move, we fail here, or we fail here. Ideally, one of those is what I'm looking for. I don't really want to be a buyer. I will consider buying if we sweep and reclaim and base and hold, but it's a tough trade. It's a tough trade to go against that momentum, honestly. We're very, very heavy. So I'm hoping for a morning drive up, a bit like yesterday, hoping they just trap buyers at the open. Okay, let's look at some of the other indexes, see where the relative strength, relative weakness is. All right, ES coming into same pivots. All right, starting to let go. You can see we've got to flip all these. All right, very clear. We have to flip everything. No, can we make you red? There we go. I don't care what I do. There is a pivot there. So it's the same story in ES. Pivot low here, midpoint here, chopped here, lost that, retested it, failed, came down here, retested this, failed, came down here, retested this, failed, and we're in here now. Right, so now we just have to zoom out, see what the downside targets are. To move a little further out here. So I'd say this down here, if we really let go, 470s is the next zone that you can attack. And you just want it to stay heavy versus 526, which is already done. So, and we're breaking lower right now as well. It's going to be very hard to trade if they just keep breaking lower and lower and lower. We're just going to have to find a way of getting in lower time frame. If we move out of this, look at the spiders. Right, same thing, losing this pivot. Right, we flip that block. Target is down here, 740s, very clear. So you're 46 to 740s. We break 740s, all hell breaks loose probably. All right, so anything up against 746 that fails, we're looking for shorts down to 740. If we reclaim 746, there's a drive up to 750, and we'll look for that to fail. We're just seeing downside pressure. QQQ, same story. It's desperately trying to hold on. Again, we flip these, right? Very, very simple. Any drive up there, you can see GEX is at 700. So it would be really nice. I don't think we're going to get it. I think it's asking a lot. It'd be really nice if a morning drive comes like this and they get sold into. That would be really, 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 really good. But I don't think we're going to get it. I think they're just going to nuke everything. Crude breaking out to the upside, helping the downside pressure. So we're just going to have a look here. VIX breaking out to the upside, helping the downside pressure. You can see holding pivots. 20s would be the one. That would be really nice. If we can get up there, would be fantastic. Dixie held the box right to the bottom of the box, back above the top of the box, upside pressure now. We can see this on Dixie. Okay, fantastic hold here. And if we can hold this now, back to the upside, downside pressure in the market, which is fantastic. Okay, then we're going to go mags, breaking lower. What we've got to watch is Tuesday's low here. This is low of week. All right, so what matters here? If we get stuck at this, which is so far we are, 67. If we break that low of week, all right, we've got a liquidity break then. If we think about this, Tuesday's low. So Monday sideways, Tuesday pivot low, Wednesday push up, Thursday failed follow through and sell, Friday gap down, right, coming back to Tuesday's low. There's no way we're going to take out this high here, which is the high of week. So we're much more likely right now to take out low of week based on the weekly model, anyone that's done the course, and we'll see if there's follow through underneath. Typical weekly model here. Pump to dump. Let's have a look at the stocks. Very weak here. I'm going to zoom this out on semiconductor land. Getting absolutely hammered. So we're opening up in this pocket here. Again, the shorts were all up here, right? Once we failed to follow through. Even my old man messaged me yesterday, shall I get short now? I'm like, you're a bit late to the party. A little bit late to the party here. And it's not to say it can't come back in, but we're already, this is a decent pullback off the highs. I would like a capitulation, and then we can start getting long. We're already 20%. I don't know if we do much more, to be honest, but we'll see. Capitulation would be good. But yeah, we're heavy on the socks. If we have a look at the SOXL, we can have a look at the levels for Gamma. 120 is the level, big put wall. So that's what they're targeting. They're targeting down here, and I'd expect a reaction there. And if they don't get it, again, all hell will break loose. But big gap down from 143, currently trading 126. That is huge range, folks. You've got to be careful today. IGV, also weak. So weak against this pivot. We'll watch at IGV against 92s, 92.10s. All right, if they fail to reclaim, we're going to look for downside pressure to 90. If they reclaim, right, they might start squeezing. I'm not worried about if it does this as long as the mags and the socks are in a sell. All right, as long as we're rotating. If they want to bid IGV and sell this, I've got no problem with it. Ideally, they sell everything. But what I don't want to see is like mag bid, IGV bid, sock sell. That's going to be really hard trade today, especially given the size of the range we're currently in. All right, mag 7. Apple holding up all right. All right, it had some price upgrades actually this morning. I think 360 is the new target. Holding up all right. I wouldn't be surprised to see us come back down to sort of these 325s, if not today, next week, but we'll see. But holding up pretty good, relative strength. Amazon wrecked, absolutely wrecked off that pivot high, 3 drive, head and shoulder, failed. Had the chance to hold here, hasn't, and back down we come. Seeing pressure in this market. Goog, gap down. Look, giving the whole thing back, amazing. It's giving me that buy opportunity now, but now I'm not interested because the momentum has very much shifted to the downside now. So not interested in bidding that right now. Meta, same kind of story. Needed to hold this pivot high. You can see where we put it in yesterday. It's starting to see weakness. Again, had the ability to hold here. Didn't. It's telling the story, so we don't rebid it. Microsoft, same story. That's actually looking a bit better, right? Because we built out significant liquidity here. So this pivot and this pivot here, there's your 3 drives. There's your backside of the move. They have the chance to bid this 86 to 95. So if they save this, maybe that's one that I'm a little bit more interested in than the others based on how we're shaping up. Nvidia should be getting sold into. It is. There's your gap down on Nvidia. So gapping down from 207s. Going to open up around 202s right now. If we just zoom this back out at a very key level. All right, Nvidia will want to hold this bid here at 200. You can see sellers got caught under here, failing to break down lower. We pivot, we hold. All right, resistance becomes support. We hold, we hold. This is your level. Can they hold 200 down to 197, this other pivot here, and scoot back up? If they can't, under 197, major pressure. Tesla, same story. Failed the 420s like we talked about. Went into a range. There's the range. Bouncing ball, breaking outside of that range now. Any rejection of, we can just say 90s, likely to be sold into. So I'd watch 90s as your over-under. You can see there's a put wall here, but I'd be more interested to see if they can drive up and if they sell 90s or if they recover it. So let's do a little price alert here. If it will let us. In fact, maybe I'll do one on Nvidia. If it breaks 200. Drag this up. And I'll do another one at 197s. Drag that down a bit. All right, that's pretty much it, folks. That is it. So alignment for the sell. Train's left the station. We have to see what we can get. So I'll be watching to see if we reject 730-ish or anywhere up here, 850 to 900. If we can get a morning drive that they sell, or a morning drive that they sell. Otherwise, going to have to watch to see if we do this or this down here. All right. Again, small size today, folks. Your ATR is absolutely huge. All right. All right, 10 seconds left here, folks. Hopefully they don't just slam it, but I've got a feeling they might just slam it. Yes, breaking down already. MAG coming into that Tuesday weekly low. Ideally, they save this for us. Please save it. Please. Please. Please save it. Turn this down a bit. Big buys at those lows. They are probably going to get hurt. They just bought the opening or just before the opening. I'll zoom this out a bit because it's so busy on Bookmap. Let me just wait and see here. Okay, stocks all coming up to view up. IGV having a push up towards previous day low, which is good. Stocks all failing view up. Zoom in on the MAG here. MAG through the view up. Big buyers coming in here. So hopefully they can lift this all the way up here and we can make a decision. Nice and gentle here. All right, low volume node starts up here from pre-market, 85 up to 732. So we'll watch. Big buy getting caught there at the high so far at 660. Didn't even get up. Well, we did tap the low volume node at 85, I guess, but we'll see. Right, IGV, big push here. Up to 24-hour VWAP. MAG getting crushed back under VWAP. Stocks all getting crushed under VWAP. I wonder if that's it already. If that's how weak it's going to be pretty hard for us, folks. That low volume node getting rejected from pre-market. It didn't quite come up to the grey box, which would have been nice, but it was at 85, so we'll watch. It's less than ideal here, honestly, if they break lower. It is, I'm trying to show you where it's here. Right, this low volume node, we came right to the top of it, to the bottom of it. Sorry, I would have hoped that they could have squeezed a bit higher there into Globex, but here we go. We'll watch this if they're going to break lower now. See if we can get involved. That's under the New York Open here. These buyers from pre-market are about to get wrecked. So I'll watch to see if they're going to reject 623s. This is less than ideal, unfortunately, but we're going to have to try and get involved because if we're going to do a breakaway short and liquidation, this is going to start running. Such a weak opening drive, which is a very, very big sign of potential black swan environment here. I want to see if pops fail now. Would love to get involved if they can give me something to sell. Pre-market value area low. No, for me, pre-market value area low is right here. Right, when we're at it here. That was just a trade into the node, into the low volume node. This is pre-market value area low here. Okay, big seller at these lows. I'm still waiting to see if this can lift up towards 600 to resell. If it will let me. Put wall 3 there. Still being patient here, folks. Not going to chase. Very dangerous to chase in a block this big. Oh, previous month. I do apologize. Previous month. Okay. Good knowledge. Thank you for letting me know. Good knowledge. Good knowledge. I'd like a lift up to 600, between 600 and 623 to make a decision if possible. New lows coming there. It's just not going to let me in, is it? Big seller at these 650s at lower day. There's a huge buyer down at 500. Just seen him pop on the tape. Can they lift higher for us? SOXL trying to bid off low of day right now. Mag trying to hold a pivot. Big put wall here as well. 500's on the book. 300 lot down at 500. Oh my God, you're not going to let me in. You're not going to let me in. Really don't want to chase down here. It's a very quick recipe to get destroyed. It's the tough thing about futures market. It's going to be really hard now that they've left the markets open 24 hours as well. We're going to wake up to bigger and bigger gaps, I think. Okay, hopefully they save this for us and we can get a retest up here towards 600. Value area low currently 70s. I want this low volume node. I want to see how we act in here. 600 towards 622. So I guess 580 to... Come on. Come on. You got to come up. Oh my God, it's so heavy. Every chance to sell, they're selling. We're not getting anywhere near where we want each time. All right, breaking lower here. If we liquidate here, I'm going to be forced to join under this blue box. So these are the pivot lows from the last 3 months. If we fail that, you're going to see a liquidation break. Your NinjaTrader won't load. Yeah, lots of people were having issues with NinjaTrader. They did put out a statement last night and again this morning. You should have an email with it. And mine, fortunately, is loading, but some people are having issues with it. It's a global issue right now. I'd be careful if they start breaking these 510s and 500. We can get that black swan event. Spiders coming into their put wall 740. So if you're short on the SPY, you look good. If you're short the SOXL, 120 is coming in right now. That's your big put wall, which is why we don't want to be short down here. We wanted to short pops. Oh my God. It's 200 points already, man. That's tough. That's tough to take. That is tough to take. Here's a 500, 300 lot here waiting to get filled. I'm not in it, folks, unfortunately. Waiting for some form of lift. All right, there's the 500 lot, 500 level filled, 300 lot. So now we have a 300 lot market seller at 500 who's now caught, unless he gets followed through under it. And this can be a liquidation break now. So I'll watch this. If the tape stays very, 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 very heavy here, then we will be forced to join because we can start breaking lower based on what we're doing on a daily. If you think about the daily now, where are you guys? Think about the daily now. We're now breaking this pivot low. All right, and we're coming into a gap fill here down to 435s. And that's where I'd expect it to go on a liquidation. And if we break that, then we're going to look for the 200s. And this looks like the start of the liquidation. So that big seller we can watch at 500 now. Fuck me. Can we get involved here, market? Are you going to give us any form of entry here? Pretty please. Targets for XOSL. Well, Soxel's already through the 120. Dude, I'm going to be honest. It's just nuke time now. If we stay liquidation, it's just like, how long can you hold it for? Honestly, that's it. It's what you're seeing now is panic and fear and a big unwind. What we've had is buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, save the market. Oh, I've done a deal with Iran. 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 And eventually market's gone, we don't fucking care. We've pumped this so high, we've got to come back down, right? So we're in a risk-off event now. It's why I kept putting it in the newsletter week after week, because it was highly probable at some point this would happen. So, yeah, if you're short on SOXL or you're long SOXS, you should have taken some profit at 120, and now just move your stop and just let it work. Let it work, because we don't know if it's black swan. We don't know. We don't know. Newsletter 27,940. 27,940. Is that right? Is that what you just said? 27,940. Yeah, we got a way to go to get that. Maybe next week. That's where some put walls were developing. Okay, retesting this player at 500. So there's a big seller there at 500. I'm still not in, folks. I just want to give this a chance to develop. I've missed. I'm not sure what the entry was here. All right, low volume node here. I was looking, like we said this morning, looking for a drive up in here. Oh God, in here to sell into. Didn't make it that far, and then we've gone straight down since. So no pullback to get involved with. We can watch this node here. We're going to have to be careful now, because that would be a recovery value. So I'll watch this, and I'll watch this in here. This probably is a bit more interesting in here. Remember now, we have swept. We have now swept those big daily levels. So I will watch to see how we act. 513s to 540 and sort of 580s to 600. If we can trap buyers in any of those levels, it will perk my interest. But now I'm very, very aware that we've swept the daily lows. So I'm going to have to reduce my ambitions for lower prices. All right, because why am I saying that? Because the low-hanging fruit has gone. Oh my God, are you joking again? You don't come into the node and reject. Are we going to play this game all day today? Thanks, John. Oh my God. Brutal. Brutal. Oh God, that's funny. That's twice now. Twice or three times? Three times. One there. 1, 2, 3. 3 attempts to get short. We're just so weak we can't get into it. Oh God, it's funny. It's funny. Well, we're reading it right. Sometimes the market's just cruel and won't fill us. So that's a big rejection of the blue box. This is suggesting much, much lower prices now on a daily. All right. If we can't get back inside this, this is a suggestion. I was hoping we'd do this. This is a suggestion of much lower prices. Again, it comes from the daily. If we think about the daily, higher time frame, so important, folks. There's your blue box, right? It's this here. It's this edge. We've just rejected that. We're probably going to come down to this now, or at least to fill this gap. 426s are your targets. Then you're looking for a move between 300 and 240s. 426s. So that gap's just been filled on the daily. Important to know that. We've just filled an old gap, which that gap takes us back to when? 5th of May. That's how far we're going back now for price. New lows on the mag. And they are approaching that low of week. $66.27 would be the breakout short on the mags today. Well, there's 100 points since it wouldn't fill us again. There's 300 points I've now missed today. Missed by knowing the direction and not getting filled. Is everyone down, is it? You guys are saying everyone down on Tradeify. Oh, that is scaring me. Okay, well, the first thing I'm going to do is take copier off if that's the case, in case there is an issue. I haven't had an issue yet. It's another LVN here. Mag new lows. IGV holding on. Soxall's getting a little bit wild here. Just pushed up to 120, rejected it. Came back down to the low, rejected the low. Trading at a sort of key pivot point on a 5 minute here now. Really need to wait for this to lift higher and trap buyers. I really do not want to short the lows. We've missed the entry at those fives again. Or maybe some of you guys have got it. Are any of you in the shorts from this morning or at the 500 where I was waiting for the LVN? Did any of you take the short here or here? Or any of you in it? Yeah, lots of you in it. Great. That's great. Nice work. Good work. Good work. Who said be a bull? Get out of it, man. Get out of it. Don't be saying silly stuff like that. There's absolutely no reason to be a buyer in this market. All you're seeing is price cheap. We haven't seen a pivot to be a bull. We haven't reclaimed a level. We haven't reclaimed a daily level. We haven't reclaimed even an hourly level. You would be guessing lows right now. Took the short 540, took the short 500s. Nice. Great work, team. See, this is what's good about me calling levels. If I don't get filled, it's up to you to manage your risks. And hopefully you guys make money even when I don't. So that's great. Can't move an order on Apex on Tradeify. Okay, just be careful, folks, then. All right. Be very, very careful. I'd advise not copy trading if lots of people are having issues. I would imagine if there's a global outage, you will all be refunded within the next 48 hours anyway. So don't stress too much about it. Don't stress too much about it. If it's a global issue, it sounds like there's lots of you having issues and NinjaTrader emailed and they own Tradeify, then it's likely you're all going to be okay. All right, so don't panic. Don't panic. All right, buyer getting trapped there into that last low volume node here. He just got caught at 73s. My God. Every little pop's being sold into. This is weak, 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 weak. Weak, 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 weak. I'm really waiting to see if we can lift. I really want a test up here. I really want a test of this. This in here interests me, as does this here. Waiting for VWAP and this. This looks like good confluence and flow zones. If they lift, I'll wait for this. This would be a pivot of the pre-market shelf. So I'm going to try and be patient, folks, and get a better entry here for the short. It might mean I don't get one today. It might mean that, but I'd much rather be disciplined, stick to my process. You guys are really putting me off trading because you are all saying Tradeify's under maintenance, and I trade with Tradeify, and I'm very scared now to put a trade on. Yeah, you guys are all saying Tradeify's got issues. All right, semis 120 reclaim here. Mag so far holding Tuesday pivot low or low of week, right? So far. So I'm looking for a bid up here to be sold into. That's what I'm going to wait for. This is the first level of interest here. So I'm watching this all the way up to 540 now. If they reclaim 540, then I'm going to expect a move between 570 and 620. That's how big the range is here. So I'm watching this drive in towards 540 now to see if buyers get stuck. All right, if they don't get stuck, then there can be a lot of relief. Remember that hourly we are down, 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 down big. If this wants to come all the way up to 620 for a test, it can. Did we just fail short of 540 there? Come on, please lift it higher, folks. Like the higher the better at this point, honestly. Great recovery from SOXL. Now, how far can that come? Where's its pre-market pivot? 25s. It's doable. It's doable. I learned a lot from you last month. I just started to be profitable after 2 years. I just a bit over break even ever since I started trading. You are the GOAT. Hey, Jani Pop, thank you so much, my friend. That's very, very generous of you. And I'm just glad I'm helping. I'm glad I'm helping. Like I talk about in the videos, we follow higher time frame, right? Do you remember yesterday I had to argue with a few of you looking for the longs, and I was like, you've got to respect value and higher time frame. All right, you have to do it. It's out of a place of love. Higher time frame will always beat lower time frame, right? Higher time frame will always beat lower time frame. So we focus on the higher time frame, and then we try and get alignment lower time frame. So at the moment, it's very clear higher time frames in a sell. The bigger issue is, so we've hit the key targets and we're overextended, right? So we always think about that daily Bollinger Band. We have to be very careful being short because we're outside of it. Do I have any feelings on NVIDIA? I don't have feelings for stocks at all, mate. Like, they're going to do what they're going to do. Mags weak and semis are weak. You know, semis are down 5% today. Not on the triple weighted, on the single weighted. Triple weighted are down 15%. They're coming back down to earth. My feeling is it was a bubble. People got caught. People just thought this is going to go up forever. Same people that bought SpaceX at 200, and I was like, it can be Rivian Part 2. SpaceX is now $125. Like, when you've done this long enough, you'll learn to ignore the noise. You know, like the people putting out the price targets on SpaceX. Oh, it's going to be $800. Suck your mum. Is it going to be $800? That would mean it would be, what, like $15 or $20 trillion company? Get the fuck out of it, right? Understand the games. They put that out to make retail go, oh my God, it's going to be $800. Buy it, buy it, buy it, buy it. And then they sell into the liquidity. It's the same story every time, right? So all we do, we trade the key levels. We wait for them to come in. That's it. It's all we do. It's all we ever do. Okay, it's starting to perk my interest now. Buyers can potentially take control lower time frame over 500, 512 here. So this is perking my interest as we drive up to value area high. I really don't mind it visiting all the way up here, but we're starting to perk my interest here into some of these levels. Looks like ES is coming for a VWAP test here. And it looks like XL wants to try and do the 125 test I talked about. It's starting to fail a little bit. MAG looks heavy. IGV looks good. So I'm going to ignore IGV. Our focus is going to be on the semis and MAG today. We'll see here. Higher the better. So I'm interested in two things. A push up here that fails, or a poke here and losing this, and then I can play that as well, which is tough, but I'd much rather we come up somewhere up here. If we start basing and holding these, there's no shorts until we get all the way up here, which is also possible. It's very possible. All right, it's value area high on the session. Looks like ES wants VWAP to me. And it looks like coming out towards this node here for now. And if they recover that node, buyers, they will try and get all the way up here. And this is a big move on the hourly. We have now swept. And what is this block? What's the top of this daily? 744. Okay, I'm not going to rule out this grey box. That does make sense to me that it might come. If we don't fail here, then we're going to go 744s would be my anticipation. So value area high here. If they fail here, I'll consider it. Otherwise, I'm going to assume we're going to go 744s. ES into VWAP. Good hold on the MAG of current week low. So that's coming back into pre-market pivot, 66.60s, and VWAPs there as well. And we'll see if we recover those, potentially a lower time frame squeeze is on. Yes, through VWAP. SPY coming up to its 50-day. Mean reversion on SPY, not actually far away on SPY. And semis right into that 125 level. Right, this is where it's going to be interesting. Do we fail 125? Do MAG fail VWAP? If they reclaim, then I'm going to assume this grey box is next target. If we fail here, then I think you're going to see buyers get stuck. At the moment, there is a bid trying to walk this market up. You can see it very clearly on the tape. He's walked from 60 to 70 to 75 to 80 to 90. And here he is at 90. Let's see if he's willing to hold this bid now. So this is the first time we're peaking my interest. Buyers will need to hold 65s here and get this all the way up into the grey box. I'm going to stay focused on shorts today. I'm not going to look for buys until we reclaim major levels. Doesn't mean you can't take longs from here and try and get to the grey box. It's just not what I'm going to personally look for. I'm going to wait to see if there's buying exhaustion. Okay, there's the first sign of a turn there. 580s, he's still trying to bid 580s. It's in balance here, and value area high still holding. Buy still in control, lower time frame here, still not ready. Semis at that 125, big level here. If they get through that, there is a potential like lower time frame squeeze all the way up here. Can happen very quickly. I'm just trying to be patient here. Here they come. Buyers walking back up again. Tape's really trying to get aggressive to walk here. Look at this guy. He's just jumped from 85 to 600 to 605 to 610 to 615 to 620 to 625. Very aggressive, like trying to like support the bid up very quick. Right, semis through the 25s. So they've got the ability to break out through 25 and hold a bid and come back up to their P2 level, which is 30s. Mag getting stuck at VWAP and failing for now. Semi's still above VWAP and 125. IGV doing nothing. I might as well ignore IGV today. It's all about the mag and semis here. Are they willing to give this a huge relief into the grey box? Well, that wouldn't even be huge. The huge relief would be up here, to be honest. And it's possible. I'm not going to rule that out. Straight down, straight up. This pivot here matters. Do you know what? I'm going to delete this because we've traded through it. New York Open here. And they're still bidding this, protecting this. Where was that buyer this morning? 65s, and there's an unfinished auction up there above it. I think they're going to get going here. I think they want to have a shove up and clear out. Still just waiting and waiting. Do I have a piece in? No. Well, I'm not looking long. I'm waiting for buyers to exhaust out. That's the trade I'm going to focus on. Like I said, if you want to take the long for the counter trend relief back up, it's viable. It's there for you. I'm going to focus on one side of the trade today until it really reclaims everything. What I would say is we have swept daily lows. Low hanging fruit is gone. We're coming up to POC from overnight now, which is this grey box above. We're kind of there now, actually. And SOXL is going to attack for that 130 by the looks of it. So it's a sweep and push. There's been no pullback. This has been like the way down, straight up, no pullback. Just V shape here. Very hard to get involved either side here at the moment. We haven't built out any structure on from one side to the other. What's this level? 732. So make sure I draw this on my other chart. 732s up to what? 74s. Okay, all the way up we go. Straight squeezer, lemon squeezer. I think this is the target here. 24-hour view up and POC. There's still an unfinished auction that they can come and clean out at 701s. So I wonder if they need to do that before they do anything else. And there's actually another one above it. It's 776s. And do they turn the jets on above the grey box? And are we going to go all the way up to 929,000 again? It's possible. 844s, yeah, it's possible. We just need to let it build out structure here. I'm not going to trade when we go straight down, straight up. Okay, we'll see if the mag pulls back and holds VWAP here. That'd be a very good sign of strength. The semi's coming for that 130. So they flushed under 120, reclaimed 120, 10 points higher, right up to 130 already. That's the first unfinished auction finished. So grey box is the target above, as you can see. There is an unfinished auction above that as 75s if it wants to go there. This is what we first wanted to see this morning, was a drive up into this to see if there's failures up here, if buyers get stuck. The problem is now we've taken the low-hanging fruit, and that does make any short bias much, much harder to think about today now. New hourly bar here as well. And we could potentially trade all the way up to 822s here. Here's the push, there's 24-hour. Like I said, there's unfinished auction above this, so I expect this to keep moving higher now. Well, that's nice structure, isn't it? Not. No. And they're turning this on. Are you going to give us any way of getting involved in any side of this trade here today, folks? There's VWAP. They're holding VWAP. Seller got caught at VWAP there. 100 lot caught VWAP. They're going to keep pushing higher here. So there's a straight slingshot up at the moment. And this same bid keeps walking up. He's been here for the last, I don't know, since this low down here, probably around here. So what's that, like 10 minutes? Just walking. Right, ES into a resistance point, SPY into a resistance point. Semis now through the 130, hold my beer, they said. We might go 135, we might go and close the gap and go to previous day low. Mag holding the bid over VWAP. All right, I've got to focus in here. I don't know if I want to short this now, it's so strong. Right, little shelf developed at 30s there. Seller is caught there, they're back over it. More squeeze, more bid, look, more bid. Bid. Here you go. Bid. It's like a few weeks ago. Bid. Go. Bid. It's fucking mental, man. Here he goes. Bid. There's still an unfinished auction higher. 75s. And now I think we might as well come all the way up here. Because if we get over this grey box, there's a good chance we're coming for this. And we're heavily extended from everything. We've moved from value. We're way over New York VWAP without a retest. Way over flow zones without a retest. This is a squeeze. You can't bid this, can't sell against it. And here it comes again. Look at this bookmap. I don't know if any of you are watching it. Look at the stack shift up. It's crazy. This is an algo. It's probably for the OPEX algo. No, thank you very much. Nina Danka. I'm good. I can show you it on Bookmap so you can see what I'm talking about. This walk up, this liquidity has literally walked the whole thing up very, very aggressively on this move. Very aggressively. All right, auction now cleared out at that 775. So they did repair it. There's delta divergence at these highs for now. I'm still unconvinced that they're not going to come all the way up here. Normally, I'd think about getting short up here if they start to fail this buyer at 53s. That might have been it. There's a seller caught 30s. If we move under 30s, I'll consider it. It's very dangerous here. Back under 120s, SOXL. All right, under 30. So 30s to 50s is going to be the ping pong. The bid's at 700 at the moment. Bit concerned about him. If we backtest 30s and lose it, I'll consider it. It's a very tough trade because it's at VWAP. Here's the bid at 7s. There's a 730. 730 reclaim, so they're going to go 750 check. If they go 750 check and hold, they're going to break out. Like I said, the bid's at 7s. Look at that turn. Bid. 50 points like that. Yeah, I ain't fucking with this guy, mate. I ain't fucking with this guy. This guy's, he's got some serious fucking size. Yeah, I am not fucking with this guy. He's a big boy. He's a big boy. He came in here. It was the same guy who's walked and walked and walked and walked and walked and walked, and then he just sat here. And a moment came and went, yep. And now he's at 750. If you can watch him on the button, now he's at 770. He ain't fucking around. Now, last time they did this, I'm convinced it was a guy that was trapped and needed it to move higher to get out as close to break even as possible, because I remember the exit on that day was fucking huge. So we'll just see here. New high day here again. And he's still bidding. So he's at 50s and 60s now, and he's trying to walk and walk and walk and walk. 75s now, 90s now. He's just jumping up. Push, 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 push. Here comes the 800s. Yeah, we don't mess with guys like this on the book. They are big boys. There's no outlier stuck buys in the New York session, is there? Because we're at new highs in the New York session. So there's no outlier stuck buyer in New York. And here comes red box. Like I said, if they can't break under 7s, I'm not interested, because this feels highly probable with how big a size this guy is. And at this point, I am not going to rule out a move back up to previous day value area low, to be quite honest with you. This is now coming into value area high from Globex, which is 826. There's a low volume load up to 900 here. And if this guy is adamant that he needs to get an exit here, then he is going to get an exit up there. He's going to make damn sure of it by the looks of it. Right. Mag's continuing to bid up. Software doing nothing. And SOXL coming for that 135 test. And I honestly think it's coming for 137 at this point. So it's very hard to justify doing anything right now. You gotta love OPEX. Tradeify is down as trading view. Tradeify isn't just down in trading view. Tradeify is a lot of people have it down. It's got nothing to do with trading view. It's whatever platform you're logged into. Yeah, I think we're going to take out these pivot highs at 825. We're pushing for 850, and then we're pushing for 900s. Look at the 5-minute on ES as well. Wow. Huge moves. Huge moves. I would not be surprised if they absolutely rip this right now. So much liquidity up to 60. He's only bidding 75s, but I wonder if he comes down and then does the same move again and just goes bang. He's still bidding 75s there. He started to try and bid here around these 90s now. There he is. There he is at 90. There he is at 90 again. Here he comes. Big battle here. It's the first time I've seen a passive seller up there and buyers getting caught at the highs here at 806s. The guy at 90s and 75s is not done. He's going to get upset if he doesn't get his full move, I think. I don't think he's done. We do have a little excess at 806s, but there's no breakdown, and he is still here at 90s and 75s. And he is not done. He is supporting this bid. He's desperate for a squeeze out up here right now. You can see it. Look at the strength of that move. Here he comes. I think 900s, honestly. I think this thing's going to rip. Here he comes. So they've just aggressively hammered and hammered and hammered and hammered that. And up we go. And like I said, SOXL now breaking 135 is looking for 137, and I'm not going to rule out a gap fill. MAG is starting to come back down to VWAP here for the second time. So this is all on the semis. We're in a semis squeeze out here by the looks of it. I think there's more here. I think we're going 900s. They are just absolutely turning this on right now. Here it goes. Crazy, isn't it? This is what happens when semiconductors decide, hold my fucking beer. There you go. It's all on semis. It's literally, it's the semiconductor trade. We talk about this every day. And it's all it is. No worries, man. No worries. Yeah, we'll get a trade here soon. We'll get a trade here soon. Once semis peak out, we'll get a blow off top, I think, and we might get a rotation back down. Now, the last big buy stepped in here at 40s, and then the guys below were at 807s. I still think they want higher. I want to see a blow off top here, but if I'm going to think about a reversal, I want to see a blow off top, and I want us to trade all the way up to 900. Getting close here. Semis to 38s, very close. So that's previous day low. 42s would be gap fill. MAG finding a bid at VWAP. I really don't want us to fail under this. I want us to continue to peak out first. It's going to be hard if we fail 800 and stay heavy here. I'd much rather we clean out highs first. So this is where the big bid last was, this node here. I don't really want this to just flush all the way down. It's going to make the trade harder if we do this. Please hold the bid and squeeze one more time. Another big aggressive buyer coming in here. Please squeeze it out. Please don't fail this level. You're going to make it very hard to trade if you fail this level. We need more room away from this grey box. We want it up here. And then I'll consider, right, hopefully we'll see this, and then I'll consider bidding that back up after that. We're getting stuck at this level now at 810s. If they start failing 810s and snapping 800s, we'll have to consider the short. It's really less than ideal, but we've hit the red box. It's really, really less than ideal because we're not going to have as much room for downside. Eight tens, come on, squeeze it high, please, please, please. Seeing good absorption here, please. No, 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 no. Please save it. Oh. If they fail 805 and 810 here, I'm going to have to short. That's fucking horrible. It's a horrible setup. Semi's holding pre-market high here. It's a really horrible setup all round here. It's the 5s, watching 10s. Ideally, they just break and don't give me the short. I'd be much happier if they break out here. Delta divergence is the 10s. Very wiggly on the tape. All right, I'm risk on. Small piece. I really don't like this trade setup, but I've put a small piece on it. I really hate this. It's much better if they come up here because they can hold this box, and that's why I absolutely hate this trade. Good. Okay, go higher. I'm out. Go higher. Go higher. Go higher. Go much higher. And again, look at the size of the bid when he comes on. So quick. It is so quick. I have to be careful here. Let me just zoom this out. Yeah, we've got to wait for 900s. I tell you what, though, if they start breaking through 900, 950, they're going to come for 29,200s. So it's 900, 950 or it's nothing. Yeah, Semi's held that pre-market high pivot now. Mag starting to struggle here. They keep having to back check VWAP without getting a breakout of the highs. So Mag starting to get a bit exhausted. Semis are still in a squeeze. They are still in a squeeze. Again, it's all over here, folks. This is this blue line. This is why we're squeezing higher. Mag flat, software in a range, semis in a ripper. On in, you right? No, I'm good. Yeah. All right, previous week low coming up here into 910s. And if we break above this box, I'm going to assume we're coming all the way up here. So we've got to wait for this to peak out and trap. Otherwise, there's just no short, folks. And I mean, I don't know what long opportunity this was. Maybe you could argue to take that, but it's just against everything I believe in. Somebody's going for previous day low. Previous week low for us is 910. So I'm watching every peak out here to see if there's exhaustion. I wonder if like this is where the buyer needed to go to get his exit. If not, he's going to need an exit up here, I'm going to assume. That's your first sign. Big buy, 57 lot came in there at 64s. If they break through that, they're going to squeeze again. Not seeing sellers walk down yet. Semi's failing previous day low there. Couldn't get back through it. Still at 135s and holding on. Getting ready to put risk on here if we start to see this rotate. Bid's still here at 37s. Like, he scares me, this guy. We all know he can do like 50 points like that. Do they need it up here for the puts? Mag back to view up again. If Mag bids view up here, we're going to get another leg up. If they flush view up, it's the first sign of it's some exhaustion. What a wild move without a significant pullback. Casual. Casual. All the big buyers are between 812 and 780 right now. So they're still in the money. Structurally, it's very dangerous now. This is like trend day structure, and it's looking like trend day up structure. So I'm really not loving what I'm seeing here to think about a trade. Still not convinced we've had a blow off top yet. I haven't seen like a major exit yet. Looking at this, and there's just all this bullish participation down here in front of this grey box. We need to get way away from that so that if we're going to get the reversal, we can cover some into them, and then we can like re-add under all of them. Okay, coming back into them again. This bid's at 825 here. Perking my interest here. Here's the guy at 812. This is where the big buyers were at 812. If pops fail 850s and then we rotate under 812, that would be the first sign of it. Here's the move to 50s. They protected 12. It's 50s. Here comes Mr. Bid trying to walk up. Big pressure there at 50s. So 50s to 12. It's moving so quick. If you don't get a fill where you want, you're going to get like 20 points lower. Big buyer coming in here again at 30s. 112 lot at 30s, trying to force market higher. He's back to 50s. That's so quick. Still waiting here. Semis look like they still want more. Mag still holding a bid at VWAP here. So I'm still not interested in this short side. This still looks bullish. IGV breaking out to the upside now. This wants more. How do you get a chart with semis, mag, and software lines? You type it in. So you come to here, you type in mag, and then you press plus. And then you type in IGV, and then you press plus, and then you type in SOXX. Okay, we're back to the daily Bollinger Band now. I still think 912 is the check. This red box. Still not ready yet. It is still not ready yet. Needs to see higher. Either higher or we've got a break under 912 and 845 and see an exit for these buyers. Yeah, every little low volume node's being absorbed again. Don't have time to scalp a trade. Yeah, it's too quick. It's too quick. This is what I'm saying. But like, I don't want to fight with this guy. If this guy needs to bid up to get his exit, if he's one of the guys that are stuck and he's like, fuck this, I'm going to buy everything and get my exit at 29 or 28,900 or 29,200, we're not going to fight him. Remember, we're tiny little Nemos in a sea, right? We just got to get behind them. Here they go. So the pivot is up towards sort of 9, the top of this red box, and then there's gamma above it. And then if they get above that, they're going to try and close the gap. And I'm, like I said, I'm not ruling that out. They're so aggressive that I'm not ruling that out. But previous week low here is 909s. Semi struggling at the 135s. Mags now, so they're starting to come out of semis and they're suddenly bidding the mag. Like out of semis, suddenly bidding the mag. Rotation has started now today. Starting to see rotation for the first time today. Do I prefer regular trading hours or extended hour charts? Well, we have to have extended on futures. You have to respect what's happened overnight. But like, I pay more attention to the cash, to the regular trading hours, but it doesn't mean I don't respect overnight. We're now over value of overnight, right? So we're now holding over value of overnight. So 825 was value of overnight. And if we base above this, like I said, 900 to 912 feels like the check. That's the first sign of rejection up there again. So there are some sellers up here at night towards the 900s, probably front running. Semi's just now going into a wedge, with the midpoint of that being 135 put wall. $500 up, no trade. Well, you show me where the trade is, mate. You show me where the trade is. Here's the breakdown underneath. We wanted a short here this morning to here. Here's the recovery. We were interested in a long here. Where's the long? You tell me. You tell me. I'll get an entry when it's ready. Yeah, exactly. To be fair, I did have fills on the way down, just didn't pick me up. Exactly. Fills here. What was the other one? Like somewhere here. All right. Can't help it. It's getting tight now. I'm perking my interest again now. There was a delta divergence at that high. I'm annoyed that we haven't come into previous week low here to higher. Well, watch this carefully. I still think we need to put in a blow off top here if we're going to move lower. But semis coming back towards the bottom side of their wedge now, starting to see heaviness on the semis. Mag pulling back a bit, but they can hold a print here. You know, they're going to make this very hard if they start doing rotation as we're coming into supply. If they start swirling the 3 again, which they look like they're going to make it very hard to trade. You're going to make it very, very hard to trade if they start swirling them. Comes Mr. Bid. They keep failing 900 here. We can't get into previous week's low yet. So it's there or thereabouts by the looks of it. That was a bit of an exit up there. I'm still not convinced, but that's definitely an exit. First sign of an exit here. All right, let's see here. What's going on? Semi's still holding pre-market high. Needs semis to let go of pre-market high for confidence here. Big buyers came in at 29. So 29s and 27s. If we move under them, that's the first sign of pressure. Still holding them. You can see we just held 29s. So still in the money at the moment. It's going to require so much patience. And they just bid 29s, just absorbed every seller who tried to get under 29s there. Here's 25s and 29s again, perking my interest again here if we get follow through. This is where all the big buyers were. Right, and piece short here, folks. Big seller here. Need to follow through now. Need to get under the 10s. Any absorption over 46s, I'm gone. If we can get under 10s, we can come and test 88s. Want to be careful of this guy if he just goes, you know who I'm talking about. We're not interested in him. We are not interested in him. Absorbing again here. Here he is. Getting close. Here's the 10s. We've got to get under these 10s. And here's the bid. There's the 46 test. Still in this for now until we break over that sort of 46 to 50 level. Still sat in short. Here we go. All right, this is very important now. We have to break down under 10s and 90s. If you want to take profit here, I do not blame you. This fucking guy, he's so big. Come on, that's the 10s. We got to go 90s now and then start rotating to grey box. He's absorbing everything, man. I don't want to fight with him. I'm going to move my stop here. I'm not going to give money back. He's too fucking big. He is too big. Out. We tried. We tried, but he's not fucking about today. And Semi's just held pivot. Do I have another go? Do I have another go here? There's a big part of me is like, fuck you mentalities, but it mustn't be like that. We did reject 50. I probably should have given that a bit more room. I just didn't like how he suddenly came on his 10s again. Oh, man. Here comes the Alex trade. Fucking scared me out of it. All right, we'll see if we can get back in on pops now. Buyer here getting a bit stuck here. He's trying to lift. Big buyers coming in here. Want to see us come back up to 24s and make a decision. This little low volume node here. All right, I've put some risk on there. Little rejection there. If they rip this back up, I'm going to have to bail on it. Here we go. Nice. All right, looking for grey box below. Here we go. Thank fuck I got back in. All right, pay myself some into this grey box and now holding runners, folks. And I'll just see if we can melt all the way down here. So VWAP would be good. Grey box, paid myself some top of grey box. See if we can get down into between 720s and 780s. Here we go. Thank God we got back in, eh? Thank goodness. Nice. All right, well, I want to test this node at 750. And then I want a complete collapse. I want SOXL under 130s, which is starting to come in now. We're at 130s now. Coming towards this 750s. Start taking some profits here, folks, and just like reduce your size. They can protect this. There we go, starting to protect it like we talked about. Now the buyer got last quarter at 803s. Right, so we want to watch that. Nice rejection, 803s. We can still sit in this for now. This grey box is very important for sentiment for the day, all right? Very, very important. Good rejection in front of 803s again. This is a good sign. Right up to these 803s. Now the low volume node is 818s. comes the bid. Out. Out. It might be an Alex trade again, but I just don't want to fight with this guy if he's adamant. SOXL holding the 130 bid as well. MAG holding VWAP as well. Rotation has started as well as IGV comes back in. Don't be Alex trade number 2. We are failing overnight value, but we are now holding pivot. We're holding overnight POC. We're failing overnight value. We're going to trap here between the two. Basically, your red block to grey block. Big W. Nice. Well done. Well done. Here comes the bid. He's very, very, very big and aggressive. This is why I'm like, if you see me taking profit more aggressively and taking stops quicker today, it's because I don't want to fight with him. Really don't want to fight with him. So the grey block, this is why we covered grey block. Buyer getting caught up there at the high again. Market's holding on well, though, at the moment. I'm less interested in shorts now, based on what we've just done. All right, so based on higher time frame now, if we think about this, this here is probably better. This is overnight value. All right, so we were looking for shorts today, down for the 500 break. All right, we couldn't get filled. They reclaim value. They've rotated overnight value. Can get filled here again, straight squeeze up. We've now pulled back from overnight value to overnight POC, and we're holding it. All right, so my mind now is instantly less interested in shorts because we've rotated this, failed at below, straight up, held. Maybe now they want to come up here. Yeah, I don't know. That would not be a pro trend. So on an OPEX day, do I want to buy high to go higher in a New York session? I don't know. Catch you later, Kazan. Here they go, the lift. So it was a good cover and a good out. Can be a good trade from the grey box. Yeah, it's holding POC, isn't it? But it's a tough trade, mate. It's a very tough trade because I think what's happening is there's a big bid up and they're just looking for an exit. I think they're probably caught. The way I think about this is I would imagine there's a very, very big player in this market, let's say, who was long here. And he's like, fuck this. Like, I'm not getting out for this loss. Like, I need to force it up here or here, get my average position, and then get out at an exit, which is manageable, which might be in this. I don't know where they take it. Like, I cannot rule out this move here. Can't rule out a retest of that. That's the best short level. I wouldn't have thought we'd do that today because that would be, you know, an 800-point move higher. I don't know, mate. I genuinely don't know how, when their tape is this aggressive, how high they want. There's a 444 lot seller just came piling in here at 66s. Someone just said, fuck you. And another 142 lot seller. All right, this is very aggressive selling. And another 165 lot seller up here. Holy shit. And another 154 lot seller. Huge orders just hitting the tape, market side, right? And we're still moving higher, or at least we're holding. This might be the start of the exit, right? Someone's just gone 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 900 lot, 1,000 lot now sold through there. So we're lifting higher, but someone's dumping into these candles as we move. Someone's market selling over 1,000 lots in the last, and another 100 lot or 76 lot in the last 2 minutes, right? This might be them starting to liquidate this big drive up. So they're going to try and lift it and sell on every push in to probably try and trim their size. Now, my original thought was 910-ish, previous week low. Another 85 lot seller here. Just let this peak out, folks. And once it's peaked, we might get the move. Another 80 lot seller. Huge delta divergence up here because we're moving higher with huge selling. Like, I'm not joking, like huge selling, folks. Huge selling at these highs. This might be the exit for the guy that's been lifting it all day. Semis back to 135. IGV at VWAP. Mag stuck barcoding up here, right? I'm interested when this starts to fail because I'm almost convinced now that that was a guy walking up to get his exit, and I'm pretty convinced he's just taken it. What I'm not convinced of is that it's finished yet because we're still absorbing. That's some of the biggest market selling I've ever seen in the space of 3 minutes. Ever. I wouldn't want sales at highs. The difference is, I wonder if it's his exit, mate. So because we've walked up, right? Let's say the guy, like I said, needs his exit and he's been buying this the whole way up, all right? And every drive, he's just market selling, because there's enough liquidity. Normally at end of auction, would I want a buyer at the highs? Yes. But we're into supply, and it's been very manipulated on the way up. This is a big boy walking, like we've talked about, right? Every time he comes on the tape, smash higher, smash higher. I feel like he's just trimmed his size considerably there. So what I'm thinking about now, even if we don't put a really good auction in the highs, is does he not show up now, right? So every time we've pulled back, we've printed really high, really quick. What happens when we pull back and he's not there? If he's not there, that's telling me, all right, he's taken his exit. If he's still there, then all he's done is reduce size. It probably is algos. It's probably exactly what it is, but we still talk about it as one person. But regardless of what it is, it's thousands of lots being sold on the market. And if we start moving under 59s, they're going to be comfortable. Here we go. Now, if they can't bid this, I'm going to assume the exit's happened and I'm going to look to get short. Watching to see if we pull back in and reject here now. Like pull back up and reject. Yeah, they're starting to exit. So there's a big buyer at 25s. There's an imbalance here at 21s. I'd like a shove up to be sold into here so that I know it's done. Please don't flush without me. Here we go, it's flushing. Big seller again. Yeah, this guy started exiting his position. Convinced, absolutely convinced. Here we go. Now, grey box will be target here. And then if they don't hold the grey box, it will be a collapse because I'm going to assume the guy that did this is the guy that just started exiting. So if we get this, that becomes possible. Need this to pop up though. Let's see if we can get some pieces on here short side in this node. So I've got a little piece on there. I want to move higher really. Watching 34s, 46s, and what was his level? 58s. Well, there was the attempt to go 34s. They missed it. Did they get it then? They missed it again. Semi's right, pre-market high. I need those to let go. Here we go. Can we see new lows? Here we go. All right, watching now. Same trade as before, basically. Can we get down to grey box? It's not an instant bid, mate. There's some covering into 800. It's not like before. It's not like before yet. Like they're trying here at 800, but it's not aggressive like before. Now there's a guy coming in at 800 trying to walk. But it doesn't feel like before. I would tell you if it was, because I'd be like, I'm fucking out. Right? It doesn't feel like before yet. Try and let this work. Now we can ping pong between red box and grey box. So if you want to like take partials along the way, by all means do that. The big failure will come under the grey box. Here we go. Here we go, folks. Oh my God. Beautiful. If this guy is not on the bid anymore, it feels like a small cap, man. It's crazy. It feels like a Chinese manipulated small cap today. The way that they walked that up and we were patient enough to not trade on the way up and just there's no structure. We leave it alone. We leave it alone. We wait to see if he gets his exit. He starts exiting. Okay, he started exiting. Alex tells you big orders here on the sell at the highs. It looks like he started exiting over 1,000 lot. He's not on the bid anymore. Here's the grey box. Here's your first partial. And if he's not here to bid this anymore, it's fucking sayonara market. So cover some in this grey box. It's another fantastic trade. Again, we wouldn't have been able to get this without reading order flow, to be honest. I wouldn't have been confident to take that without seeing that that guy had exited. If you were just reading the candles here, you would not have been able to see that there was over 1,000 lots selling at these highs for him to get out. So we've taken our partials and we just wait and see. Just like before, we wait and see if the runners will go for us. If they won't, again, we can ping pong between the grey and red. If we reclaim 40s and 50s, I'll just take this off again on the runner. It's fine. I'm trying to give the runner space. Okay, out here again. Trying to give the runner space to go if they want to go. Like we say, here we go. Ping pong again. It might be an Alex trade again because he just came in and just slammed 230 lots short or sold at 850. So he's just run my stop in the low volume node. Where are the shit talkers now? I know, Alex. It's fairly common that they come in here and say something. They did the same yesterday and we crushed it. They wanted to buy the highs and I was like, I'm telling you now, it's not going to happen. Our targets for the lows were 500. We hit 500 this morning. I tried to get short all morning, wouldn't fill me on the way down. $10 minutes to a new hourly. We're starting to build out significant volume up here as well. There's absorption happening up here as well as the aggressive sellers. There's also absorption from sellers. I'm now flat, unfortunately. What you gonna do? It's a big sell. I can't believe he fucking took my stop again. All right, Semi's holding on, going sideways, IGV sideways, MAG sideways. So we're in a moment of pause, which is aligned with the market. We're in a moment of pause. Thanks, mate. Made 2K off to the pool. Am I in again? No, I wish I was, my friend. No. Got run out twice on the runners. It's all right. We're up. We're up nice money today. Not as nice as it should be considering the range. If we got filled this morning, we'd be up 5 figures today. That's what it is. Didn't get filled. Didn't get filled. We tried so many times. It wouldn't even come into a low volume node for us this morning. It was so heavy. Now, I can't really trade this now until we vacate this. So I'm going to have to be careful here. If you're still in it, just make sure you've paid yourself something into the grey box, and then you're trying to hold runners to go deeper. If you took the Alex trade and you took your entry after I exited, try and pay yourself some into the grey box and then hold runners for a deeper move. Ugh. You always get in when Alex gets out. It's probably a good idea. It works until it doesn't, right? Until it doesn't. ES is on RBS. Yeah, I keep looking over at that. As is, if you look at the pre-market and the 190 level, 130 level on the semis, they're there as well. And MAG is on VWAP. Okay, that's when every time I look over here, this is what I'm looking at. ES, spiders, QQQ, SOXL, IGV, and MAG. They're all on the screen here. So if you see me look that way, that's exactly what I'm looking at. I'm looking for alignment. Is the red box an LVN? Yeah, it is an LVN. It's certainly an LVN from overnight. If you think about overnight, if I pull this up, here's overnight's value. Look how thin we are here. You see that single print, big H1 straight through it, and it's also a pivot. All right, so it's both things. So we've got an SBR and an LVN, and we've got 1 hour flow zone. So it's a very good point of rejection there. If we reclaimed that, then I'd think we're going up here. That's why I was open to shorting up here, but we have to wait for the turn. Does that make sense? So your grey box again here, you want all pops to fail, basically 800 now. You want all pops to just keep failing 800. It's a bright day today. It's hot. I'm going to have to get used to the heat if I'm going to move to Texas. What about the unicorn? The unicorn, you know, he played out beautifully last night. He was wearing an extra big rainbow hat. He went to drink some rainbow milk from the saucer, the cup, but the handle broke on him and it fell all over him, and then he got absolutely smashed back down to lows. Yeah, Q4. I'm trying to move to Texas. Q4 is what I'm looking at. I'm in talks with realtors. Like I said, I'll probably rent for a month, or for a year, 6 months to a year, and then if I like it, I'll buy. Every pop's still being sold, but again, you're just between these ranges. ES starting to let go here. ES is starting to let go of RBS zone. Semi is still holding on. Pressure on IGV now under VWAP. MAG letting go here. You might get a flush here. You might get a flush here, especially if semis join in. Ideally, there's, everything joins in together. You might get a rotation. And if you get the rotation, watch this LVN. So your cover points, okay, I'll leave this on, will be here and here for you, and then low of day. Right, so you want to be covering basically top side of grey box, bottom side of grey box, some in here, and then hold runners. No, I'm not moving to East Coast. No. I've made up my mind. I'm going to Austin if I'm going. My mind is made up. I want a walkable city. I want somewhere slightly tax efficient. I want lakes and water. And the beach is still only 3 hours away. It's a little bit sharky, but there is some surf. There's Kelly Slater's surf pool there as well. And I can get a nice big house in my Rose, Texas. All right, well, each their own. I don't know where you live, but what a weird thing to say. funny. Most people have so many opinions having never lived somewhere. Oh, I hate this country. Or this country's the worst. Like, have you even got a passport and have you left your city? I find it mad. I'm a very well-traveled individual, fortunately, because I got lucky with the job that I used to do. I always find it amazing when people give such strong opinions. Yeah, exactly. Galveston, and the one further west of it as well. I don't want to go to Florida. Florida doesn't appeal to me. No centralized city. I'm not keen. I'm just not keen on it. Yeah, I think I love Texas. I've been to Austin a few times. I like it. I've got friends there. I've got lots of reasons to move there. So that's where I'm moving. So if you hate it, fuck you. I don't care. Fortunately, I don't move for your benefit. Fortunately, I look at places that benefit me and my family and my wife and my lifestyle and my dog. And you're welcome to do what you want. If you want to live in Afghanistan, live in Afghanistan. I don't care. Who am I rooting for Sunday? Spain. Visit India. I do actually want to go to India, genuinely. I want to go and see a test match in India. I would love to go and watch a test match in India. And I want to do the what the motorbike's called. Royal. Why my brain is not working? Someone help me. Royal Enfield. Thank you. The Royal Enfield Himalaya ride. That's on my wish list to do. I want to do it with my wife. I think it'd be fun. She also rides. Okay, grey box again. Still rejecting up here, and I'd still say your partials look good for down here. IGV rolling over. 130 is still the level to crack. Mag coming in to pivot low here. If Mag lets go of pivot low, you're good. If Mag catches a bid here, you're just going to keep traversing between red box and grey box. That's the deal right now, folks. I want to ride elephants. No, I don't really agree with that, honestly. I spent a lot of time with elephants when I was in Sri Lanka, but at like sanctuaries looking after them. I don't like the idea of riding them or when they're trained and whipped and put in the circuit. I hate all of that. I hate it. It should just be free to roam. Hey Alex, 13,200 today, brother. Thank you for everything. Nice work, man. Fantastic work. Love to see it. Good work. Am I vegan? No, I'm not. What's happening to oil? Have a look. It's just to the top of its breakout zone. It's probably you would expect it would find a bid soon. All right, they're going to find a bid. They want to hold 80.35 down to 79.90. So sort of anywhere in the 80s, you would expect oil to find a bid. Here comes the flush, guys. So if you're still in this, it looks good. And your cover points are the yellow marks that are lined out for you. Okay, the LVN alignment's pretty good here. Semis back down to 130. If they let go of 130, you're going to see some pressure. Mag breaking its shelf here. So cover point here into VWAP. Please make sure you're paying yourself some money here. And then the next target will be 600. Very, very nice trade. Those who held on. Well done. Well done. You're welcome, guys. Yeah. Like I said, like people get very, very, very impatient trains. How I know, like, that you're new to trading, or that you're not, and I don't mean this in an offensive way, that you're not going to make it until you fix that habit. So when you go, oh, there's 500 points and you haven't taken a trade. Yeah, that's all right. Like, we tried to get short. I wanted pops to fail here this morning, didn't fill me. I wanted this in the LVN, didn't fill me. I wanted this in the LVN, didn't fill me. Did I chase? No, I didn't chase because I'm not an idiot. We turn around the pivot, we reclaim 500, and we go straight up. There's no structure in here for me to play against. And then we hold grey box and we go ping pong. Do I chase this? No. Do I try and short highs? No. Do I try and short failures and stop out? Yeah. Failures, take the money, stop out runner. Yeah. Failures, take the money, stop out the runner. Yeah. And now it's starting to work. We can only trade what's in front of us. It's really easy to be like, oh my God, bro, it went up 500 points. Why didn't you long here? Because I'm not a fucking gambler, right? I'm not a gambler. My first job is to protect my capital. My second job is to make money. Here we go. Right, LVN here, VWAP here. You must pay yourself here. So paying yourself from 720 down to 685. Now you break 685, we're going to go through a thick node to 600. And this thing is a straight squeeze up. I'm going to tell you how much this is like a small cap. This is like a rigged small cap. Buyer, squeeze, 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 squeeze. I kept telling you the whole time, this is going to be a trapped buyer from up here who needs an exit. He gets up to here, he fucking unloads without people seeing. He's now nowhere to be seen on the bid. And if he's not on the bid, we're going to come straight back down because he was the guy supporting it all day. It's the easiest way to think about the market when you see that. It's very rare you see something like that on NQ. That's much more common when you're looking at a rigged stock, like a Chinese small cap. What we saw today in NQ is so much like a Chinese small cap, it's unreal. It is unreal, but it's true on an index. I only know it because they used to be my bread and butter short side. What's my favorite steak if you have one? I actually have two. It depends what mood I'm in. Filet mignon. Absolutely love a medium rare filet mignon. Or I actually really like a T-bone. I like the flavor of a T-bone. Or ribeye T-bone. Something on the bone, quite like. Why did I stop trading small cap shorts? Because they lost their edge. I mean, it's probably come back, but they absolutely lost their edge. I'd say 2022, diminishing edge in small caps. It's still there, but I mean, maybe this year's been better since Trump's been back in. I don't know. But there was diminishing edge. More and more rigged and diminishing edge. All right, so you've hit this TP. Only thing left are these two now, down here now. And you're starting to reject the grey box now. Starting to reject it now. I have no issue with small caps, just need 10k. What do you mean? You don't need 10k. They got rid of that now, and that used to be 25k. Good to short this rejection. I'd let it build out a bit more, mate. I'd let it build out a bit more. Prime location was up here. You're at an LVN. You want to be very, very careful here. They just absorbed pretty well. These last two were pretty heavy delta, and they absorbed pretty well. So I'd let this drift higher and see if they retrap buyers. Mag's letting go. And I wouldn't be surprised if Mag lets go here. It's approaching day's lows. If they can't find a bid on here, what we'd like to see is Mag bid back up towards 66.60s, reject 66.60s, take out day lows, and that will get us down to weekly lows, and then you'll see a liquidation event. That would be great. That would be great. $7.4 earthquake in Mexico, really. Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of activity recently. It's another reason why I want to get out of California. There's the most activity they've seen in, I think it's something stupid like 50 or 100 years on the fault lines. And they're overdue one. They're way, way overdue one. All right, 110 bid here. If they lose this, we're going to go sixes. So seller getting stuck there into that passive buyer at 93s. So I'd wait now to see if there's a lift and rejection of this, right? And then if we get redistribution down to that. ES letting go under VWAP. Semiconductors coming to their VWAP. So we wouldn't mind semis finding a bid here, pushing up, rejecting 130, confirming the short, and then coming lower. MAG continuing to drift lower. So look at the difference now. Look at semis, the blue line. Bid, 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 bid. Consolidation, breakdown, consolidation, weakness. IGV, weakness, trying to find a bid. MAG, sideways. It's actually weaker than sideways, but it's hard to see on here. All right, but this is the story. Squeeze. Semiconductor squeeze. Was anything else squeezing? No. All right. Squeeze, failed to make a new high, failed to make a new high, coming back to earth. Yep. We don't get front side and squeezes. All right. We do not get front side and squeezes. Easiest way to blow your account. Alex, it's crazy how much you helped me get better. Oh, that's awesome, man. If, like, you guys answer me in chat, what's the main thing that you've learned from me? Because it's all going to be different for each of you. What's the main thing that I've taught you over, I don't know, the last week, the last month, the last year, which has changed how you trade, which has benefited you? I'm interested. Yeah, lots of you. Patience and calmness. Patience. Higher time frame. That's a great one, Brandon. Yeah. Oh my God, there's so many of you. Most of you saying patience. Amazing. Amazing. Waiting for the setup, I'm guessing. Watching the flows. That's a good one. Watching the order flow at the right time, or right levels. Hourly being God mode. Don't buy the highs and sell the lows yet. Pullback's a thing. Stop FOMOing bottoms on the way down and tops on the way up, man. Waiting for trap traders. That's a good one. Trader Doc. Alex. I like Alex's one. What have I told? How have I taught you that? Never trust a fart. Are you trying to suggest I've sharted on stream? Thanks, mate. Don't have to be in a trade all the time. That's a good one, Doc. That's a good one. Yeah, lots of you saying patience and waiting for targets. Discipline. Leaning on trap traders. These are really good. These are all like key fundamentals of how I trade. The Alex trade, yeah, there's a good one. Are you in long or short here? Have you just turned on? We're certainly not in longs. All right, so TP2, let's see if you can get down here for TP3 now. So you're into your shelf. Let's see if you can get down to this New York Open. You should have paid yourself. You're just in runners now. Every pop is starting to fail now. We are expecting a bid to develop here on the Soxal. All right, we're expecting a bid to develop here at VWAP and come and test the 130s. If they sell the 130s, that would be very good confirmation of lower prices. The same as we said on MAG. We're expecting a bid to develop here on MAG and come back and test the VWAP. All right, so we're looking for the market, the alignment of the Soxal and semis to do this. And if we see rejection here, this will confirm the lower prices. If there's a reclaim, then this will confirm the rotation from grey to red again. This is why you lock in profits, right? You guys who are short here, you're locking in profits here. If you added there, locking in profits here, locking in profits here. And these are the last two areas. It might not get there. It's very possible it doesn't get there. But we want the drift higher, and we want to see them reject it on the drift higher. So 130 test now happening on SOXL. So VWAP to 130, just like we talked about. We want to see sellers defend this on the Soxal. And we want MAG a tiny bit higher into the VWAPs, and we want to see that defended on the MAG. And if we don't see that and there's reclaims, then there's no reason to hold the shorts any longer. How long did it take me to read Bookmap? Oh, mate, I have no idea. I used it when I was trading small caps. It's not as useful for small caps because it's not centralized and they can hide orders much easier. But I always struggled like reading the level 2 with small caps without Bookmap, because you'd have like the 5 different exchanges and the book moves so quick, and people were like, "Oh, did you see that order go through?" I'm like, "No." What went through? Oh, 500 million shares. Really? I didn't see it. Didn't see it on the time sales. Didn't see it. Like, you can only see it when they put in like massive levels and they just keep coming up. Say there's a seller here and they keep coming up and they fill a bit and they fill a bit. They fill a bit. Otherwise, on small caps, it was so hard to read. But I always think I'm a visual learner, so Bookmap really helped. All right, here's the drive up. A mag there yet? Mag's almost at VWAP. All right, semis back through the 130. So this is dangerous if they hold the bid at 130 here. We were looking for a rejection up here if we're going to stay heavy. If they reclaim this grey box, they're going to go red box. If they reject grey box, then we're going to look for lower prices. It's a good rejection so far. There's a shelf developed at 7s. All right, so let's see if they want to play ball here. Here's the 7s. Let's see if we can get re-involved. And if we break 7s, we're going to look at 6s. So nice rejection. Guess what? We've seen rejection 130. Semis, right? So I just want to show you this just so you can understand what I'm looking at when I'm looking for Confluence. So Zoxel drifted up to 130, gut check at these levels, failed. All right, so VWAP up to 130. We were waiting for that to see if there was a rejection. Confirmed, great move. They flush under this, market gets very heavy. I am short now, folks. MAG, we expected a push up towards VWAP and New York Open. If they reject this and they confirm lower, great. We're going to see continuation. If they hold the bid here, we're going to see rotations. We've got to be a little careful there. And we want pressure under VWAP, ideally on Zoxel. We don't really want 130 VWAP, chop, chop, chop. We don't really want to see that. We really want to just see pressure on it. Here it comes. It's coming for that test of VWAP. Hopefully, we can break it and start flushing on the semis. Hopefully, we go back to risk-off market, and then we can get the move towards 620s that we're looking for. There are some bids here at 675s, and after that, after 660, we have room. So there's a bid trying to hold the market up here. Mag into pivot. Hopefully it lets go of this and retests the recent pivot low rather than the 5-minute high. It's holding at the moment, so it might need one more push to VWAP here on the mag. It didn't quite get to VWAP on the first push. Grab a T-bone on me. Great week, man. Check you next week. Hey, Mark, that's super kind of you. Thank you. What area is the grey box? It's basically point of control from overnight, and it's a key pivot. So, and a high volume node. So it's a high volume node. It's a POC. It's where we chopped around quite a lot, and it's now potentially a rejection. Right. So when we came into here earlier, it was always a grey block. All right, because we chopped. I see this POC, pink line. That's overnight POC. Right, and this is overnight value area low. So we reclaimed value area low. We came to POC. We chopped. We pushed to overnight value area high. We failed. We came back to POC, back to overnight value area high, back to POC. We've now built out buyers up here who are caught, right? And we know we unloaded sales on them, right? And we're now rejecting that. If we think about this, buyers are now caught. What do we have? Higher time frame and lower time frame now. Think about this. Who's caught in this market? There's yesterday's value. There's last week's value. Here's the move down, right? This is a 2-leg pullback. We're now starting to fail. We can potentially move back down to lower, right? Because the main trend is this. So why did I say to you today, I'm going to focus on sales. I'm going to focus on sales. I'm going to focus on sales. Where my focus is going to be. We're just going to have to time it. So if you were here this morning, the first thing I wanted was this just come a little bit higher. And then I was going to look to sell that back down. Couldn't get it. It's fine. Once we reclaimed grey, we expect the move to red. Ping pong, ping pong, ping pong. Under here now, potential sell pressure. over here, rotation. Low-hanging fruit has been taken, though, at 500. This was the low-hanging fruit, which we did this morning. So I'm not sized the same way as I would have been for this. This was a A+ move, if it came. A+. Liquidation break with every time frame trapped. A+ move. Mag's still at that 5-minute pivot. It still has not tested VWAP, and it's still holding that 5-minute pivot. So I don't know if Mag wants more. Semi's coming into the VWAP right here, right now. It's decision point now. If semis start flushing VWAP, we can see weakness in the semis as they start to cause panic and exit. I will remind you, the Mag is down 2.28% today. The SOXX now is down 3.19%. Software is down 1.13%. If we look at the broader market, let's have a look. Everything's in a sell. Finance is down 0.42%. Healthcare is up. I eat my words. Healthcare is up 0.5%. Battle at these lows. So if we have a look at the breadth of the market, let's see if we can get that up and how it looks. If we can find it. Where's my Chrome? All right, there's the market breadth. So what's found a bid? Healthcare, energy, defensive, utilities, a little bit in finance. Are any of those in the queues? No. Are they? Fuck. They're not. All right, so we don't care about them. What are we seeing in the queues? Heavy, 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 heavy. What do we want to do? Lean on the heaviness. Lean on the heaviness. We have relative weakness in the queues. We're going to lean on it. Do I care that ES didn't take previous week low? No, not really. You can consider it, but the market is so, when we're trading the queues right now, watch. Guys, what does NQ care about more than anything else right now and has done for the last 5 months? What do we have to watch when we're trading in NQ? What's deciding whether we're going to push, squeeze, or fail? There we go. Straight away. Soxel, semis, right? We don't care about ES. If we're wondering whether ES is going to take a low, all right, if we're wondering whether ES is going to take a low, we have relative strength here, right, from these sectors. We're focused on semis, right? So if we're going to focus on the semiconductors, which are weak, because they've driven the whole move, and now we have confluence of, look at the Mag, Tesla, Amazon, Meta, Google, Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple. The only thing green is Apple, and it's barely green. So we're just going to focus on that. That's got to be our primary focus. Why are we weak? Yeah, no worries, man. Why are we weak? What do we focus on? It didn't always used to be this way, right? But it didn't always used to be this way. But markets are ever changing, ever evolving, and ever moving. And right now, and it has been for a while, semiconductors really matter. Like I said, currently in the market, there are more ETFs traded than individual stocks, right? And most of the liquidity is going on triple-weighted ETFs. And I don't for 1 minute believe that is going on there from smart money. I think you will find that is retail gambling. Like, oh, I'm long SOXL at the all-time highs. I think you'll find that's what it is. So we have to pay attention for that. Is the bidder here? No, not really. We're just going into a bit of sideways consolidation. Like this low volume node, remember, it's where we took some profit. All right, low volume node here is your opening range. We've traded from here and here down. We're starting to hold. Sellers will have to defend this. If they can't defend it, like I talked about, then this rotation starts again. That's why we pay ourselves on the way. We don't short the lows. We're short here, here, maybe you're even short here. Semi's bidding off VWAP and back over the 130. Mag come back to VWAP now for the first time. So it's actually testing the VWAP now. It missed it for the last 15 minutes. That's the first rejection on that push up to VWAP on the mag. No longs right now. No longs right now, man. Absolutely not. The higher time frame pressure is sell side. You can argue if you reclaim the grey box, maybe there's a rotation to the red box. But until that point, you are asking for it. And I wouldn't even long that. Personally, obviously, I don't take rotations. Personally, I think you're asking for it. The pressure is, without a doubt, downside pressure. All right. Semis coming downside pressure. Testing VWAP, failing. Mag, testing VWAP, failing. Software, rolling over. If we zoom this out, let's go for a 10-minute here. All right. If I've just told you semis are what's ruling the market, what do we have here? So if you're trying to long this, you counter trend hoping that we get back up there. It might not get back up there. Look at mag. Look at that weakness in mag all week. Why bother? Why bother trying to take the brave trade, you know, for a scalp? Long was before we got sideways 700 to 750. I mean, even that's risky. I think the better long, honestly, is like above this grey box. Right, these in here make sense to me. That to there, and we're bullish on the lower time frame trying to hold. The difference now is when we were doing this, look, what's the structure lower time frame? Right? This side of it, think about this. That's what you had, right? From this point here, what do you have? Failure to make a new high. So then we go like this. We build out liquidity, and then we break. And then we retest it, and then we break. And then we retest it, and then we break. And now you're in this part here. And if they break this, we're coming right back down. The structure has shifted, look. Right, so sell side of the curve, or you can do like a reverse V, however you want to think about it. Here was the final high. This is a failure to make a new high, failure to make a new high, failure to make a new high. There's your pivot. There's the buyers trapped. So if you're trying to long now, you have to understand that buyers up here are trapped. The better move, in my mind, would be finding acceptance back in here and then looking for that. And I will not be trading that because it remains to be counter trend. Out of choice, it doesn't mean it doesn't work. Out of choice, my choice is to not trade that setup. Where are the stops in this short? This low volume node, basically, 58s. If we reclaim 58s, it might be the Alex trade push up. At the moment, every pop up here is being resold into aggressively. So mag, look at mag now. What did we just say? Like, again, this is just for your learning. What have we just retested? Finally, 2-leg, retest, failed. What's here? Same thing, right? Buyers are stuck. Oh my God, look at this, right? Downside pressure, bear flag. Can we get down to low now on mags? I don't know. That's why we've locked some in, but if we can, downside pressure. SOXL. Holding a bid, but where we just failed? 130-ish, right? Checking this. Where are the buyers trapped? Up here, that's a clear rejection. If we can get back under here, bear flag, same thing as the mag, then we'd have alignment, right? Lows coming here, folks. Here we go. Here we fucking go. Right, so as long as you've paid yourself some, hopefully we get clean rejections here now at 700s and we see follow through to the New York Open. And then if we get through New York Open, we can think about low of day or value area low in New York Open. So we'll say sort of 640 to 606s. What do we have on here? 635s. Yeah, so like 640 to 600s TP, and then lower day. And hopefully SOXL gets flushed through VWAP here. That will help us. Hopefully MAG breaks this 5-minute pattern and breaks down to the low side. Either way, we've paid ourselves. You can move your stop well into the money now. You can protect VWAP now. You can, to be honest, you can protect 30s now, 730s. Because if they come above that, that's not a good sign. Yes, right at both of its VWAPs. SPY trying to hold on for dear life. So SPY is actually trading between VWAP 50-day and 20-day. That's how tight it is. It's the complete opposite of the Qs, which are at the lower Bollinger Band. Complete opposite. So it shows that how much weakness there is in tech right now. Solas, thanks, mate. We don't want to see this reclaim 30. Well, for me personally, I've moved my stop down there. It's possible we're going to go up to check 50 again here, but I really don't want to see that. Here we go. Alex trade coming. Left me alone. And these sellers are not walking down. They sat at 50. I don't like that. I'd much rather they walk down. MAG coming back to check the VWAP again. So I might get stopped out here. Just fine. It's just how I'm going to manage my risk. So far, it's keeping me in just about by a point. Buyers protecting the LVN where we covered. Sellers protecting the LVN above where we got short. There we go. Alex out. Alex trade coming. No doubt about it. Right. While this happens, I'm going to get a refill on my coffee and then I'll be right back. All right. How are we doing for time? We've got half an hour left. It's been a nice week. I feel like the chat's been so much better the backside of the week. I heard the microwave, yeah, I had to heat up a pot of coffee, and I couldn't be bothered to do it on the hob. How are we doing on the likes? Because we've had a really good week. I wouldn't mind giving away some better stuff today. Let me just have a little look. Angela, type mags. All right, so there's two ways to do it. Mags, probably the easiest way. I don't think it's fully equally weighted, but it's close. Otherwise, you need to add them in individual. So if you type in like Apple plus Amazon plus Google plus Meta plus Microsoft plus Nvidia plus Tesla, it will give you an equal weighted. If you type in mags, it's an ETF. It's not quite equal weighted, but it still gives you a good indication of what's going on. Yeah, the subs are going crazy. The reason being, I've got an advert running as well on that new Bookmap video, and it already went viral. So it's just absolutely flying, which is crazy. Like what we're up to now on the 53,000 on the subs. Like it's going absolutely bonkers. All right, reclaiming grey now. Now the ping pong can happen in here. This node here, right? So buyers are saying, hey, we're going to defend this low volume node. Sellers can still defend this, but if they fail, this rotation here to the high happens. Like I said, I will not be trading that. I'm only interested in downside pressure in this market. I'm not interested in relief. So Friday, we've made our money. I'm quite happy to chill. We need to get, right, let's make this simple. 1,000 likes on the stream. We'll do a free giveaway of introduction to trading. 1,200 likes, we're doing a free Apex account. 1,400 likes, I will give away a Lucid account. All right. All you got to do is smash that like button. There's plenty of you watching right now that can do it. We're at 800. So 1,000, 1,200, 1,400. We do 3 giveaways. It is not the heart at the bottom of the stream. It is the thumbs up underneath the video. Right. Just smash that. And then we do some giveaways. Yeah, you guys will want the Lucid, eh? And I am in talks with prop firms because I did say once we get to 50K. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to do $500 cash. And I'll try and do like five accounts. Whoa, washy here. What's going on here? That looks like news or something. Someone's stuck. That's a washy move. Is there a comment? I don't see anything. Oh, yeah. Lettuce grower Taylor Farms to recall products tied to parasite. The explosive diarrhea parasite. So you guys been watching that in the news? It's quite funny. I think it's quite funny. Worse than Taco Bell. I saw a comedy sketch about that. And I was like, did Taco Bell even have any vegetables? Like, isn't it just all meat and processed cheese? We are at 1,000. We are at 1,000 likes. You're right. Okay, let's You're so kind. Thank you. Elidin. I don't know if I said that right. Sorry if I didn't. Alex, the best week I've had in a long time. I'm up 50% on the week with my own money. Thank you. You're a God bless. Hey, that is just the best news ever. I love hearing stuff like that. Eli. Congratulations, Eli. I'm super stoked for you. Well done. Make sure you celebrate it this weekend. Pat on the back. Go for a nice dinner. Smoke a cigar. Whatever you like doing. make sure you celebrate it. It's important to reinforce the good habits. Is this a marathon Snickers? No, it's not. It's a protein bar. It is an RX bar, 3 egg whites, 6 almonds, 5 cashews, 2 dates, and no bullshit, it says. Okay, so let's do the first giveaway. Type course in chat. Just type it once. We'll give away an introduction to trading course. Oh, Alicia, I just see your email. Hang on. All right, should we pull this winner, folks? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. LPPTS0. LPPTS0. Here's the hold of the grey box. So they should attempt to rotate now. If you did get long down here on the pullback that held, right, you should be looking for partials. I'd say even now, midpoint of range, because you're counter trend, then some in towards 800 to 20s, and then see if you can get IB high. All right, so if you took this long, look, reclaim a grey box, right, you should be looking for this drive here, and you should be paying yourself along the way. Do not overhold, because like we said, buyers are stuck here. If they want to dunk this nastily, they will. That's why I'm not taking it. All right, congratulations. Right, making a note of your name. LPPTS0, winner of today's Introduction to Trading course. Congratulations. All I need you to do, email me, info@flowzonetrader.com, screenshot of you logged into your YouTube. Same thing every day. Right, we need 1,200 likes now for the Apex giveaway, and then 1,400 likes, and we'll give away a Lucid account. Here's the push, guys, looking really good. So, like I said, pay yourself. If you're long in this, you do want to pay yourself some into 8.15 towards 8.30, all right? Anywhere up here, don't be a dick for a tick, okay? And if you get through that, then you can think about high of day. And if you get through that, you can hold a runner for anywhere from 29,077 towards 29,200, 250, all right? So your moves now are partial. This is runner area, all right? That's the move. Where's Luna? She's out. My wife got back yesterday. So yeah, we went out for sushi last night, and she's out on a walk with my wife. Yeah, can you believe that? DMC. How is that legal? One of you Americans, please explain to me how that's legal. How do you have the president owning a social media company, purposely posting on that social media before doing announcements, now selling a premium package to the banks so that they can have access to his tweets before anyone else? Is that not making money out of position and power? Like, that's fucking insane. It's absolutely fucking... I don't care if you vote for him or you're Republican or you're Democrat. I don't care. Take the politics out of it. Remove the politics. That's fucking mental. It doesn't matter if it's him or someone else doing it. That is absolutely mental that that's being allowed to happen. I cannot believe it. Cannot believe it. Why is no one doing anything about it? Like I said, I'd love to be in that WhatsApp channel. Genuine question. This is a genuine question to you guys who are American. Genuine question. Is that legal? Like in your laws and constitutions? I'm not being an idiot here. I'm genuinely interested because I don't know all the laws here. Is that legal? Is that a legal thing to do? Can he remove himself because he's like, if he's just on the board or he doesn't have whole ownership? See, some of you saying it's legal, some are saying it's not. But I'm genuinely interested if it's. See, it's got to be legal, otherwise he wouldn't be doing it. He's got to find some grey area loophole there, otherwise he wouldn't be doing it, right? It's not the same as Pelosi insider trading. We all know Pelosi. It's not insider trading. It's genuinely not insider trading. It's selling fast access. My issue is knowing the value of that fast access and selling it as the president to the banks. It's like selling a Bloomberg terminal that he owns. Like, I don't know if there's a. I'm being genuine here. I'm not being asked. I don't know if there's a grey area there. Ethically, certainly not ethical. I agree. Certainly not ethical. But I'm just interested if there's actually if he's found a little loophole. All right, Redbox rejecting this is why we say we pay ourselves on the way up because it's counter trend, and buyers will need to support the bid here between 775 and 740. Let me just check what we look like. There was buyer exhaustion on that last drive out. Let me just zoom this in so I can see the delta a little bit. As you can see, I've stopped trading now. I'm just relaxing with you guys. Yeah, I'd say sellers are caught at 43s and unders. So basically the bid needs to support 43s. You probably really wouldn't want it that low, but basically sellers are caught here currently. So if you're going to see buying continuation, they have to support this to keep the sellers down here stuck. Otherwise, this is still available. Which is why I'm personally not trading the longs today. It's counter trend. Yeah, like I said, Alan, this is not, like I said, this is not an anti-Trump thing. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you're blue, red, or what it is. I was genuinely interested if it's allowed or not in America. That's all it is. I'm not making this about red or blue or anything else or about him or anything. I'm just genuinely interested. That's all I was asking. It's not about, I'm not trying to create a fucking war here between who you vote for. I really couldn't give a shit who you vote for. That is your right and up to you. I mean that in the nicest way. I don't care. Ask ChatGPT. That's quite a good idea. I'm going to ask it. Good idea. Right, we still need 1,200 likes here, folks, to do the Apex giveaway. We're almost there. See what Chatty says. What do I think of UK laws involving posting comments on the internet can be arrested for certain comments? I think it's absolute bullshit, Sam. I think it's a joke. I think it's shocking. I think if you're going to arrest those people, you can't do your job properly and arrest the true criminals in the UK. We've got a real fucking issue, haven't we? Which is my issue with the UK, which is why I left. I don't know, some of you might know that myself and my wife got threatened with a knife by some teenagers outside our front door in Leighton because my wife asked them to put their rubbish in the bin. That's the kind of shit we're dealing with, and yet they want to go and arrest people over nothing, really. Let's face it, like leaving a comment. Now, I think it's different if it's a genuine hate crime and racial abuse or something like that. Something has to happen. We need to eradicate that altogether. But some of the stories I've read are just ridiculous. Even when people have, I mean, there was a woman who got arrested who I think was affected by the rape and murders was it in Kent or somewhere last year? She put an emotional message out because she was annoyed, and then she instantly deleted it, and they still came for her. I think she spent 18 months in a cell. I mean, that's fucking crazy. I'm still ChatGPT is still trying to work it out here, so it's having a good look. It's been looking for the last 2 minutes. I will read you the answer when it comes. Alex, you don't favor it's not that I don't favor longs. All right, it's that if I come over here, can I draw this anywhere? Right, how I like to trade is if the higher time frame looks like this. Hang on, let's do that again because it's narrowing, isn't it? No, it's like. Right, that's the higher time frame. That's the daily right now. We've done that. If the daily's there and we're coming up to here, the easiest trade is this. The hardest trade is that trade back up. It's not that trade back up can't happen. It's that I love to focus on this. So do you remember yesterday we got short for this? All right. And overnight I said to the guys, you know, I think the first cover was 200. And then I was like, if you break down 500s. Right. So like, I like to focus where my edge is. My edge, you might have seen, I did a little like post about it the other day. My edge is to focus on trying to get alignment of the higher time frame. It's not that I don't think this can break out. It can certainly break out if they're willing to hold this and put a giant squeeze on and get through this. They can try and do that. And you might say, well, that's money missed on the table. Well, it's a Friday. I don't really care. Like I'm happy. I'm gutted that it didn't pop and fail for me. I'm happy that I've got this. I have no problem letting that happen and coming back Monday and attacking that. Absolutely no problem with that. Right. So it's just like, it's like self-control. I know that trade up is a much harder trade. Right. It's a much, much harder trade for me to take. So I just really try and focus on where I have highly profitable trades. And like, you can see it here. And I'll show you what we talked about in stream, well, yesterday. Right, so let's just remember, yesterday's value is here, right? And the day before's value was like up here. Do you remember yesterday, some of you in chat were like, it's a long, it's a long, it's a long, it's a long. And I was like, you've not found acceptance above value. It's not a long. And we had a huge argument with it on stream. And I was like, I hope you listen to me, but if you don't, so be it. And guess what happened? We puked. This isn't an arrogant thing. It's because I understand the higher time frame. Right? Think about everyone who's stuck now. Right? Everyone is stuck. And not just here. Like, let me just zoom out. Every mother clucker. All right? Every mother clucker from May is stuck. All right? Everyone on the new contract is stuck. All right? These guys probably got liquidated this morning. So yes, is there a reversal up to here? It's possible that we retest the 230s. From there, is there a print back down weakness? Possibly, yeah. Like that would be a good move. Can we hold this and go? Yeah, but those, for me, those are next week trades. The low-hanging fruit trade today was to take that. It was the move to 500. All right? And I will show you we were ready for it. Okay. This was yesterday, saying to lean. All right. Yesterday we were short, unless it was a reclaim. Morning team, semis weak. I'd like to fade pops and look for continuation today if sellers turn up. Be aware if the big daily zone, if sellers turn up. If sellers don't turn up, we simply move back into range. Key is if we reject previous day value area low, current week value area low, and break the outside bar versus previous day low, which is what we got. I'm open to a back test, 600 on the morning drive, fail under 500, looking for shorts. That's what we got. All right. This was last night. This is what I gave them last night. Continuation. All right. Rejection of this low volume node. And we're looking for outside pressure down into the blue block. All right. Which is what we got. And then we said this morning, we need to be aware of the 9th to the 11th lows as they were high volume capitulation, right? That's this. That's what we took out. That's the 500 level, right? We don't want to short at lows, so we need liquidity to be built out as the train's left the station already. So the drives this morning, we were hoping for a lift up to sell into. All right, and then continuation. We had to be very careful of the wash of 500 and a reclaim and a lift up. That's what we've had. Look, we've had a wash of 500, a reclaim and lift up. I've left that alone. If you get above this, we can see that drift above, what is this, the 900, basically the red block, up to 200. This is where we now are. Look, red block. Think about what we've happened. We've washed, we've reclaimed, we're into here. It's decision point. This or rotation again. But what I know is it's 10 minutes before lunch on a Friday, and I don't really give a monkey's what it does now, right? Because we've made the money. That's just how I trade. It's just it's choice in how I trade. But the cup and handle, yeah, that means you were here yesterday. All right, let's see what it says. It's likely legal as currently described, but not necessarily if buyers receive information before genuine public release. Trump Media, rather than Trump personally, announced Truth API on the 16th of June 2026. It's scheduled to begin August 1st and would give institutional consumers a low latency feed from Truth social accounts, including Trump. Also puts us on the back foot as retail there. The White House and other officials. The company described it as real-time access. Reuters reports that it will be substantially faster than ordinary push notifications. Nothing publicly closed so far clearly establishes that customers will receive Trump's drafts or policy decisions before he posts them. That is a problem. You can't have it before he fucking posts it. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Unequal speed is not itself illegal. US securities law do not generally guarantee retail investors the same latency as professional traders. Okay, so it's legal for them to do it in terms of law. I think that's bullshit. I don't like that for us. It's going to mean even bigger candles before we're ready, folks. It's not automatically insider trading. Illegal insider trading generally requires trading on material, non-public information. Exactly, it's not insider trading. I already said that. Regulation FD generally is not equal access rule for president's policy announcements. It regulates selective disclosure by a public company or someone acting for it of material non-public information about that company or securities. Therefore, a Trump announcement about tariffs, military action, or interest rate policy ordinarily would not be regulated for Regulation FD disclosure by TMTG, but TMTG could face other regulation problems if used the pay fee to disclose its own earnings. Well, it wouldn't be earnings. What could make it illegal? If unpublished drafts or advance notices of government decisions rather than merely fasted delivery. Yeah, so I agree with that. A quid pro quo, such as a financial institution paying for favorable presidential action, that's not going to happen. Market manipulation, such as knowingly false posting designed to move security commodities while Trump, his family, or TMTG are cooperating traders to hold positions benefiting from the movement, or we would never know if that happened. Preferential access before public posting coupled with, well, that's not going to happen. Sounds like it's legal based in America. The only thing that would be illegal is if they actually do it on unpublished drafts. So it sounds like it's legal. That's what it sounds like. So there you go. Yeah, exactly. We're already on the back foot. We're going to be even more on the back foot now. Yeah, Soxal driving, trying to get up to previous day lows here. So it's trying to get up to 138. So here's the drive to the red, top of the red. And if they get over this, this becomes viable. Again, if you're willing to hold these and trade these are tradable. It's just, for me, it's a choice not to trade it. I'm happy with my day. I don't need to be forcing on a Friday. The main thing on a Friday is not to go into the weekend red. It's the worst feeling. If you've ever gone into a weekend big red, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's literally the worst feeling in the world. So I'd say watch QQQ into 700 here as well. It's going to be important. We're almost there, folks. We just need another 100 likes or so to do the Apex giveaway, and then we need 300 more likes to do the Lucid account giveaway. Can you have a free trial of trading of Flowzone Pro on TradingView? No. Sorry. No. We don't do that. We already got ripped off by people a few years ago. We don't play games. Sorry, mate. I already had someone try and steal my business and everything else. We don't play games. Here comes the Squeezy McSqueezerson. Big buys at the higher day. Now, previous week low, remember, was 910-ish. There's lots of liquidity higher. Here's 910s. And then if they really rip this, we can look up here. And if we look at a measured move now, is that Globex high if I remove that? Oh my God, measured move is to 124, right on the nose. So through previous week low, now on Soxal, and it's going to come and try and close its gap, which will be 42.46s. And 4 minutes to lunch here, folks. Oil tanker hit by US missiles in Iran. I'm just seeing if there's anything else moving this. Fucking hell. Tsunami now set to hit Guatemala off the back of that earthquake. If shorting, what would I like to see? Nothing right now. Like, you're into lunch. You're through the low volume node. There's a chance for this. I'd say now you'd need to see a blow off between 900 to 77s. You'd need a blow off top. Would I be open to a swing long position on Nasdaq over the weekend? No. Certainly not. No chance. We haven't. The reason being, we haven't reclaimed any of this. Right? So I would imagine, look, the LVN got hit. Remember what our targets were today? 1, 2, 3, and 4 for the next week or so. Well, month or so, I should say. Maybe 3 months. Right? I would imagine we're going to come and retest this. Right, at some point. But we don't have to get that far. Now, the Bollinger Bands are going to start opening up now, like I talked about yesterday. And 5 days going to move down. And we might still see a sell. And you don't know if they can't reclaim this, and certainly if they get a gap down, we're going to sell before that as well. So for me, I like longing once we reclaim. If we reclaim, if this is a look below and fail and they reclaim, I've got no problem with it. Right, but not beforehand. For a swing, I'd much rather we come down here. I would much, much rather this market does a 161 over the next few months and then finds a bid. That would be wonderful for so many reasons. Right. Are we there on the likes yet, folks? We're so slow. Come on, folks, you're almost there. The green box isn't an LVN. You mean on the daily? No, it's a 161 and it's the 2025 high. SpaceX, yeah, okay. Wrecked 124s. I think it can move lower. Predictions are lower. Measured moves are lower. Remember, the float's still tiny. What happens when the float opens up and everyone who's an insider is like, fuck this, I've got to take my money. I was gifted these shares 10 years ago when I started working for them. I've got to lock in. If I don't, my wife's going to kill me. What happens then? And there's clearly been no institutional buying at 135 or 150. I'm coming for that 29,000. Right, ES coming for a higher day. Like I said, SRXL looks like it wants to close the gap to me. So 42.50s. Woof! Hello, Mr. Putwall. I'm going to see if they absorb value area low here and go for more. Jesus Christ. Tape just went mad. Seller coming in here trying to drive it lower. He's chasing lower now at 12s. Big seller coming in at 12s. And again, chasing it lower under 900 now. Wonky, wonky, wonky. A put wall was it. Finally, they flipped that. This is why I don't want to get long counter trends. Like I said, it's the hardest trade to get going. It's the hardest trade. It doesn't mean it's not valid. It's just, it's way easier to let these peak out. It might be that this has to come to 200 and that's also fine. It might be a Monday trade. This thing's getting wrecked now. You can see sellers piling in here. So back down to IB high, value area high. And if you go inside this, I mean, buyers really need to defend 62s. They don't want it back under this. Otherwise, you're in danger of that later in the day. They would much rather see them bid this back out and complete this auction up here. Otherwise, they're going to get pretty upset, I would imagine. Like I said, your exits, if you remember your exits, midpoint, high of day, runners. You should be down to small size and your stop can live in here. Remember, you were long from like down here, that pullback. And you do not keep bidding and bidding and bidding on this. Remember, the higher time frame is in a sell. I'm going to keep repeating myself. Now delta divergence, they're trying to step on the gas here. Yeah, Netflix filled a gap. Yeah, I'm still waiting for that. I'm going to give it a day or two to see, like, just if there's any response. Because obviously, if the market goes, if the rest of the market goes in a sell, then they're not going to bid relative weakness. They're going to sell relative weakness. So we just got to wait. What do I think of Hood? Oh, what have I just done here? Fuck. Oh no, what have I done here? Here we go. Where's Hood? Hood's all right. It's just that it's 200 day. Pulling back in. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, hood's all right. As long as they hold that sort of 50 day 93s. We've had a huge drive out on hood, so I'd expect it to build out some liquidity between 100 and 90 now for a little while. And then it's the same thing as everything else, all going to depend on the broader market. Are we going into a sell into Q4, or are earnings going to be good, and is this a trap and we're going to bid right back up? It's too early to say right now. Big rejection on the 700 on QQQ, like we talked about as well. Huge rejection. MAG got absolutely wrecked off that attempt as well. I'm still waiting for you guys to see if you can get me up to the likes. No, you're still not even at 1,200. Just hit the thumbs up and we'll give away an Apex account. It's simple. And if enough of you hit it, we'll give away a Lucid account. Do I only trade New York in the morning? I only stream New York, yeah. Sometimes I'll trade the afternoons, but I'll trade it in Discord. There we go. Finally got enough for an Apex account. Well done, guys. All right, let's get this ready. Okay, you know the score. Type FZT in chat. That would get you 90% off Apex right now. We'll do a free giveaway. It will also get you 40% off Lucid. It'll get you the best sale on Funded Next right now, and on My Funded Futures, and on Tradeify, all the big firms. Everyone other than Take Profit Trader, you have to use code FlowZone over there. Pam, I just see your email. I'm going to do that now for you as well. FlowZone Pro, wasn't it? All right, now if buyers can't hold this, you're starting to reject value area high, you're starting to reject initial balance. And if they can't hold this, a rotation can start again. It's that simple. If they cannot hold this, you will see a rotation again. And I'm telling you now, MAG doesn't look great. So this is about whether semis can hold previous day low and get you up to previous day close. Otherwise, if semis start to sell versus previous day low here and come back under, again, MAG, zoom this in a bit. There's your semiconductor push. There's the MAG sell. There's IGV flat. This is the condition right now. If this starts to tank with MAG, you're going to see a sell. If MAG needs to get up to PDC, which is like right here, maybe you get one more little spurt up before it does anything else. Okay, let's pull this winner. Winner is Amin Rashid. Amin Rashid. Are you here, Amin? Let me know you're here, Amin. Otherwise, we'll re-roll it. If you've left chat, we're going to re-roll it. There you are. Good man. All right. info@flowzonetrader.com. Screenshot of you logged into your YouTube, and I will sort you out with a free Apex account. You can use any type of account, any size that you want. All right. Can we get to 1,400 likes? Probably not. Do you guys want to try? Shall I give you 2 more minutes? And if you get there, we'll give away a Lucid account. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, I'll give you 2 more minutes. If you guys can do it, great. Otherwise, we roll it over. And don't forget to sign up for the newsletter. All right, that's free. The links are pinned to the chat. It's a completely free newsletter. And I will be sending that out tomorrow morning with all the levels. Lloyd Chu, I mean, it's hilarious. Khan's trying to have his own YouTube channel and acts like he's a really good trader, but he's in everyone else's YouTube channel. It's just proof that the guy hasn't got a fucking Scooby-Doo what he's doing and is instead a bit of a little asshole. So that's why he's banned from chat. Crazy day for me. I had my funded eval account and copy, and I'm up 4K, and consistency is over 5K or 5K percent. Or you need to lose money. Rex, if you need to lose money, the best thing to do is run up your costs. Don't try and lose a trade. Run up your costs. So I would get a micro or a bunch of micros and just circulate them. Buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. Run up the costs on the account. Yeah, and that's probably going to be the easiest of ways for you to control that, to bring it back down if you need, rather than try and lose. Because if you try and lose a trade, there's a good chance that trade keeps going in the direction that you don't want, and then you're just going to make it harder for yourself. But if you keep running up your costs, it's going to be easier for you. I'm not going to read out that last comment. That's brilliant. Is it allowed here? It's allowed. Yeah, they can't do anything about it. I guess it's not allowed if there's a micro scalping rule for winners or whatever, but if you're in an eval, I don't think there'd even be that. Can I explain running up the costs? Yeah, every time you put a trade on, it costs you money. It's not, trading's not free, right? So a round trip, it depends who you're trading with, but CME will charge you money for buying a contract and selling a contract, right? And then each prop firm will charge you slightly differently. And the best way is to probably run micros, because they are actually more expensive than minis. 10 micros is more expensive than minis. So you could do like three micros, buy, sell, 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 buy, sell. And all you're doing is paying commissions constantly on that action. Thanks, Marvin. Like having you here. Thank you. All right, refresh this. All right, we're nowhere near. We're nowhere near. So maybe I'll run a competition over the weekend or something like that. Raf, yeah. I'm saying nothing, Raf. I'm a saying nothing. Is actually a much better one than yesterday, though. All right, team. I'm out of here. I wish you a good weekend. Thanks for everyone joining this week. Thanks for bringing the good energy. It's been much better this week, especially the back end of the week. Don't forget to sign up for that newsletter. If you want to support the stream, you know, I'm here for free, teaching the best I can. If you want to support the stream, use code FZT for your prop firms. Other than Take Profit Trader, use code FlowZone. All the links are down below. And if you want to do the course, all the information's over at flowzonetrader.com. But as always, like, make sure you learn as much as you can on my YouTube for free first. Peace and love, everyone. Have a good weekend. Don't be forcing your position in the market. We've had a really nice day. Some of you are in this long and trying to let it work. Congratulations. I hope it keeps going for you. I hope you keep making some good money. But do not force it, and I'll see you Monday morning. Peace out.